Today, we are diving into something that affects every single one of us: how to keep our blood vessels young. We're going to break down a doctor's guide on how simple, everyday habits, what we eat, how we move, even how we sleep, can protect the absolute foundation of our health.
So let me ask you something. You ever have that moment where you stand up a little too fast and for a second, the room just kind of spins? You probably just shake it off, right? But what if that's your body trying to tell you something important?
That little bit of dizziness? It could actually be one of the very first whispers that your blood vessels are starting to age. It's the sneaky process that happens on the inside, totally out of sight, until the signs get a lot louder. So what are we going to do about it?
Okay, here's our game plan. First, we're going to shine a light on this invisible problem. Then, we'll get into the 3 pillars of keeping your vessels young: how to nourish, how to move, and how to rest. And of course, we'll wrap it all up with a simple action plan you can start using tonight.
So what on earth does it even mean for our blood vessels to get old? Our source material used this brilliant Indonesian term, baperan. It basically means something has become overly sensitive, almost brittle. And honestly, that's the perfect way to describe what happens to our blood vessels. They lose that flexible, youthful bounce.
Yeah, just think of your blood vessels like they're brand new rubber bands, super flexible, super stretchy. While vascular aging is like leaving those rubber bands out in the sun for years. They get old, stiff, and hard. And when that happens, it makes it so much harder for your heart to push blood, oxygen, and all those good nutrients where they need to go.
And look, this is no small thing. When vessels get stiff, it can lead to some really serious issues. We're talking about higher blood pressure, a much bigger risk for heart attack and stroke, and even things like getting pain in your legs just from walking. It really drives home the point that keeping our vessels young is just fundamental.
Okay, so how do we fight back? We'll start with pillar number 1, nourish. This is all about what we put into our bodies and how we can literally use food as a protective shield for our entire circulatory system.
The doctor in our source material gives this one incredibly simple but really powerful rule. It's called the half-plate rule. And it's exactly what it sounds like. For every single meal, you aim to fill half, 50% of your plate with green vegetables. Not just a little side salad, but half the plate.
And this shows you exactly what that looks like. You've got that huge 50% chunk for your greens, then you split the other half between some good lean protein and some healthy complex carbs. It's such a simple visual, but it can totally change the way you build a meal.
So what's the magic here? Why does this work so well? Well, it turns out that green vegetables have these compounds that actively get in the way of your body absorbing that bad LDL cholesterol. So less of that gunk that builds up plaque ever gets a chance to get into your bloodstream and harden your arteries in the first place.
And it's not just about greens. We also need antioxidants, which you find in awesome foods like berries and grapes. Think of antioxidants as your body's personal repair crew. They go to war against these things called free radicals, nasty little particles from stuff like pollution or smoke that act like tiny wrecking balls inside your blood vessels. Antioxidants are the good guys that neutralize those wrecking balls and help patch up the damage.
All right, so we've got our nutritional shield up. What's next? Well, we have to get moving, because exercise isn't just about your muscles. It unlocks a secret weapon that keeps your arteries young.
And here's the secret weapon, myokines. This is so cool. When you actually use your muscles, when you exercise, they release these incredible protective substances. You can literally think of myokines as your body's own homemade anti-aging serum, made specifically for your blood vessels.
And the difference it makes is just night and day. If you're not exercising, circulation gets sluggish and vessels get stiff. But when you are, those myokines are flowing, protecting your vessels, keeping the blood moving smoothly, and basically helping your arteries stay clean and healthy.
Now, this is a big one, a totally understandable question. A lot of people who have an existing health condition worry, is it even safe for me to exercise? And that is an absolutely valid concern.
And the answer is a resounding yes. But, and this is a big but, it has to be with professional guidance. A doctor can run tests like a treadmill stress test to find the exact intensity level that is perfectly safe and effective for you. It's all about creating a smart plan. So please, don't guess. Talk to a professional and get your personalized plan.
And that brings us to our third and final pillar, the one that, let's be honest, so many of us skip: rest. You see, sleep isn't just your body shutting down. It's when the dedicated nightly repair crew clocks in to work on your blood vessels.
The doctor in our source material put it so bluntly and so perfectly. When you're always staying up late, what shows up? Stress hormones. And what do these hormones do? They physically make your blood vessels stiff and hard. It's a direct cause and effect.
So really, you've got two paths here. When you get enough sleep, your body is flooded with calming hormones. Your blood vessels get to relax, open up, and repair themselves. But when you're sleep deprived, it's the opposite. It's a constant state of emergency, with stress hormones making your vessels tighten up and, over time, harden. All that hard work with diet and exercise can be undone by a lack of sleep.
So we've gone through the why and the how. Now let's pull it all together. Let's create a simple beginner's guide, a straightforward action plan you can get started on.
Okay, let's boil it all down to 5 key steps. Number 1, live by that half-plate rule with your green veggies. 2, eat the rainbow. Get 3 to 4 servings of colorful fruits and berries in every day. 3, get moving. Release those amazing protective myokines. 4, and this is crucial, check first. If you have any health concerns, talk to a doctor to find your safe zone for exercise. And finally, number 5, prioritize your sleep. Make it a non-negotiable part of your routine.
As we've seen, these 3 pillars, nourish, move, and rest, they're not separate things. They all work together, supporting each other to build that strong foundation for your health for years to come. So the final question is pretty simple. Your body is the only place you have to live. How are you going to start taking better care of its foundation starting today?